Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Timberwolves Stadium. I'm Lindy Peters from MendocinoTV.com. Tonight, under the lights on a Friday night in Fort Bragg, it's the Fort Bragg Timberwolves and the Durham Trojans. The coin toss at midfield right now as we wait and see who won that coin toss, but both captains, should say there's four captains for each team out there, captains and co-captains, and here we go. Durham has won the toss. They're going to receive, and we'll get set to play some high school football here in a moment. Now, Durham up near Chico, named after a famous legislator of some import. I can't remember if he was an assemblyman or a congressman, but the last name was Durham. He was a very famous family, had a lot of property there, built the famous Durham House, and around that particular area near Chico rose the community of Durham. It's a long ways away. They're here, they're ready, and we'll get more to it here in just a moment. But right now, it's time for our national anthem as sung and performed by the Fort Bragg High School Choir. Beautiful Friday night here at Timberwolves Stadium. Another beautiful job by the Fort Bragg High School Choir of our national anthem. Durham Trojans are led by head coach Creech. They run a spread offense. Their quarterback is a senior, 6'2", 190-pound Aiden Dubose. He'll be wearing number 12, Dubose. Running that spread, he'll be throwing to wide receiver number 2, Colby Del Carlo. He's a senior, 6'1", 175, or also in the slot would be number 4, Jace Buck. He is a sophomore, 6 feet 170. But they got a nice sized tight end that's got speed and good hands. I watched him in warm-ups. He's wearing number 15 tonight. That's Kyle Sinclair, 6'4", 225-pounder. Several of these players will also be featured on the defense, which is a base 5'2". They'll also shift into a 4-3 and, of course, adjust according to down and distance. For the Fort Bragg Timberwolves, of course, they too run the spread, but they're running the ball out of the spread a lot more this year with junior quarterback Junior Clavel. Wyatt Curti. Running backs now are healthy. That's good news. Cody Morgan will be wearing number 44, 5'8", 180-pound senior. Also William Robertson, 5'10", 170-pound senior. He'll be wearing number 42. They're the featured running backs along with John Rexroad, a junior. He'll be wearing number 23. Wyatt Curti kicking off, just 5'4", 140 pounds, but he's fast and shifty. He also is a featured receiver, and he'll be kicking off for the Timberwolves as they'll be now wearing their home purple and white pants, kicking it off to Durham. There's the kick. It's an onside kick to start the game, and it's picked up by Durham, and out of bounds he goes right at midfield. So, boy, the Trojans will get good field position to start as immediately Gonzalo Arenas got that onside kick and was knocked out of bounds. First down for the Trojans at right at midfield. Again, they'll run the ball very sparingly. Basically a spread offense that throws the ball, as most spread offense formations intend to do. This time right over center. DuBose gives, first man through, and he is hit and dropped. Morgan, along with somebody got down low underneath to make the stop for the Timberwolves. That was Velocity. Not much on the ball carry that time. That was Jacob Christensen. No gain, second down and 10. All right, here we go. Two men. Well, one man splits out right, one man splits out left, a back in the tail position behind DuBose. Second down and 10. He's back to pass, looking to the right, throws, incomplete, overthrown that time. His intended receiver, I think, was Christensen coming out of the slot. Also running an out pattern about 5 yards deeper that time was the out man on that side, which was Del Carlo. So it'll be 3rd and 10. Let's see if the Trojans can convert here. The Timberwolves defense now. We'll see if they can stop a big third down play here. DeCarlo splits out left. Buck splits out top of your screen to the right. Out of the shotgun now. DuBose takes a snap. Quick pass. There's the man. He makes a catch. His Buck gets a block, but it's nicely tackled by William Robertson for a loss. And it's 4th down. Good defense by the Timberwolves on that opening series. So the Trojans will most likely punt the ball. The ball still in their territory at the 49-yard line. Rex Road back to receive it for the Timberwolves. And deep to punt to Carlo for the Trojans. Just underway, first quarter, no score. Lindy Peters from Mendocino TV. There's a snap. Punt is away. It's a low kick, end over end, coming to the other side of the field. Rexroad fields it on the run at the 20, to the 25, to the 30, to the 35, cuts back in field at the 40, and stays on his feet to the 42-yard line, and a penalty flag comes in. Out of bounds. That might tack more yardage on for the purple and white. We'll see. Nice run back by Rexroad, who was able to field that ball on the run, and boy, he took a hit and kept going. Right about the 40-yard line. Helmet contact illegal, number 5 on the kicking team. That's Nick Smith, who is charged with that penalty. Helmet to helmet, another 15 yards, and the Timberwolves will have even better position than the Trojans did, as they'll start their first possession at the 45-yard line. First down, Fort Bragg. 10:24 to go, first quarter. Fort Bragg with, like I said, everybody healthy now. Cody Morgan wearing number 44 in the backfield, along with William Robertson behind Julian Clavel at quarterback wearing number 5. There's the give, second man Morgan, and he is hit and dropped. Nice tackle that time. First man there was Colin Bill, middle linebacker, senior, 5'10", 200-pounder. You'll see him all over the field on defense there. Second down and 9. The Fort Bragg Timberwolves, over the past couple of seasons, have started to run the ball more out of the spread. Going back several years when they started running the spread and winning a lot of games, they basically threw almost every down. But now they run the ball a lot. And there's Cody Morgan again, getting the handoff. Not getting much that time, rolling towards the 43-yard line, maybe a yard, setting up third down at about 8. Well, we'll see if Clavel puts it in the air. So you can see the Trojans have basically 4 down linemen, although the defensive ends aren't necessarily called down linemen. But anyway, here we go. Third down and 8. Clavel back to pass, short drop, looking, and he's hit right as he throws, and it's incomplete. That is the very same hit, blindside hit, that caused an interception against Castlemont on the first series, that caused an interception, and that first game of the season it really turned it around. And it just happened again. The Timberwolves were running the ball, but on third they had to throw, and the first time he threw, Clavel is hammered. He gets up and gets off the field, but he's lucky that ball wasn't intercepted, and the Timberwolves will have to punt. Morgan will punt. Gets a low snap and gets it away. Back to field it is Arenas. He shifts, gets by one guy, but there's a penalty flag down as he goes up the right sideline, still on his feet across the 30 to the 40, up to about the 41-yard line. Depends where he went out of bounds, but there is a penalty flag down. Let's see what the penalty is. It's back at about the 15-yard line where that punt was picked up. So, the block in the back occurred at the 15-yard line, so they'll march half the distance to the goal off, which will put it at about the 7 or 8-yard line. That's where the Trojans will have it 1st and 10 on their second possession. No score, first quarter, 8:51 to go. We want to thank our friends at Sport Chrysler Jeep Dodge. Make sport your favorite sport, for helping us bring this game here tonight. All right, first down for the Trojans, deep in their own territory, out of that spread. DeBose gives. Christensen, the fullback, gets maybe a yard or two, getting across the 10 to about the 11-yard line. Actually picks up about 3, let's call it. Second down and 7. Potts on the stop. Coach Perkins telling me before the game that he's happy to have one of his defensive starters, Isaac Arnold, back in the starting lineup at defensive end. He'll be wearing number 77 out there. You'll see him top of your screen, left defensive end. DeBose, second down and 6. Takes a snap. Gives again to Christensen, left side. He's got some room this time. Across the tackle, cuts outside to the 30, to the 40, to the 45, and down he goes at midfield. Or at about the 48-yard line. Nice move that time. That, again, a penalty flag all the way across the field, up near the line of scrimmage at about the 12-yard line. And Durham fans over there are going to wonder if perhaps there's some home officiating going on. I don't think there is. They're bringing the chain up. That penalty will go against the Timberwolves. Oh, there is no foul. There you go. So the Trojans break off a big play as Christensen starts it off tackle, then broke it back outside, and then broke it back inside. Nice run that time. So it's first down at the 49-yard line. All right, here we go. DeBose over center. One back behind him. Sends a man in motion now. That's DiCarlo. Pitches back. And a tackle made in the backfield that time by Arnold. Well, nice. That was Seth Moody, the ball carrier that time. I think I misidentified him one time as Arenas. Arenas wears number 7. Moody wears number 1. And I don't have the most perfect vision, so anyway, second down and 13 now. Loss on the play. As DeBose, again, now with 2 men in I formation behind him. He gives it to the first man through. That's Christensen, and he picks up some positive yardage up close to midfield. The original line of scrimmage is going to set up 3rd and long. 6:58 to go, first quarter, no score. Also want to take a moment to thank our friends at North Coast Brewing Company, always a part of our community. And thanks for sponsoring Timberwolves football on a Friday night here on MendocinoTV.com. North Coast Brewing Company, great place to pick up a meal or have a great home crafted beer. Third down and long now. 3rd and 9 for the Trojans. Back to pass to Bose. Looking over the middle. Throws. Ball's up and incomplete. Brackett coverage that time, and a penalty flag is thrown at the 30 very, very late. I'm not sure either he could not find his flag or suddenly decided after some personal deliberation with himself, I guess I better throw a flag, but it came in very late, and it's probably going to go against the Timberwolves. No penalty there assessed. You could see it on your screen. I'm not sure what the warning was for. Everybody has a right to go to the ball once it's in the air. And I didn't think that the defense impeded the receiver's attempt to catch it, but nonetheless, there is no penalty. So, again, the Trojans will have to turn it over on downs and punt. Rexroad back to punt. DiCarlo gets a kick away again, end-over-end kick. Takes a nice bounce for the Trojans inside the 10, down at about the 4-yard line or 3-yard line. Nice hustle by Arenas down to get that ball before it went into the end zone for a touchback. So 6:12 to go, first quarter. The Timberwolves will have it at their own 4-yard line. Well, the Timberwolves this year, they do have depth at running back, and decent speed, but I'm not sure if anybody has the breakaway speed to get away from here. So Clavel, out of the shotgun, will be taking the snap in his own end zone. Curtis split out here in the slot. There's the give to Robertson, and he goes over the left side. Man, he's got some speed. He's got a first down across the 15 out to the 17-yard line. Nice play that time. They stacked up the formation out here to the right, and then little counter back to the other side to the left there, and Robertson had some open field, got a first down. So the Timberwolves pick up a first down at their own 18-yard line, getting it out of the shadow of the goalpost there. Clavel again gives it. This time they go to the right side, and no gain at all, maybe a loss, as Robertson is tackled that time. Smith, Carricker also on the stop. Robertson, the ball carrier, no gain, second down and 10. First quarter, 5:39 to go. Timberwolves and the Durham Trojans. Lindy Peters from MendocinoTV.com. Thanks for joining us here. We appreciate you folks enjoying some high school football. Beautiful night here under the lights at Timberwolves Stadium. This time Clavel comes right over center. Spread formation, one back behind him. He'll give it to that one back. I think it was Robertson again, and he's not going to get much. Over the left side, a penalty flag comes flying in from the linesman over here. And let's see what we got. Personal foul, face mask. So face mask penalty called against the Trojans. Colin Bill, their middle linebacker, who has been in on most of the tackles here. Sometimes it's inadvertent. You know, you'll just get your hand up there, and your natural inclination is to try and force whatever object's coming in your direction the other way, and you put your hand out there, and you'll get a face mask sometimes accidentally. I'm not sure. But nonetheless, it is a first down for the Timberwolves, and the ball moved all the way out now to their 36-yard line. First quarter, no score. Again, out of the spread, this time out of the shotgun. Clavel will take the snap. Back to pass, rolling to his left. Getting some pressure from Bill. Now he takes off running and dives forward, picks up about 7 yards across the 40 down to about the 43-yard line. Well, Clavel can show he's tough. He's been hit this year more than once. Coach Perkins was also saying how this third game is always a big game. And this is a good team. They've got a good program. And here's an interesting side note. This is the third game of the season. And in this third game of the season, this is the third different team from the third different section. So they're playing teams they've never played before in the entire history of the program in 3 different sections, their first 3 games. Never happened before. Clavel gives, second man through, that's Morgan. Breaks one tackle, tries to dive forward close to the first down. He may have it, he may not. Morgan slow getting up. He's got a kind of a bum shoulder. Kept him out of action in the first game. But a little bit, but he's going back to the huddle. Short. Ball just across midfield at the Durham side. The Timberwolves need a yard. Morgan in the backfield with Robertson. Timberwolves are going to call a timeout, I think. They had a little trouble getting the right formation. So we'll take a little time out here. There's no score first quarter. Lindy Peters from MendocinoTV.com. 3:20 to go here in this first quarter. The junior varsity game, the Durham Trojan junior varsity team beat Fort Bragg rather handily. 43-6 was the final score. Let's thank some of the other sponsors that make it possible to bring you Timberwolves football here, including the Mendocino Cookie Company and Zappa's Coffee. Support a local coffee company. Next time you want a nice cup of joe, head down and visit the good folks there at Zappa's Coffee. Dunlap Roofing. Done once, done right, Dunlap. That's the first name you should call when you need roof repair. And Ryan Perkins, attorney at law, the only former Fort Bragg Timberwolves football player practicing law in Fort Bragg. He'll strap on the helmet for you. Give him a call. And Fort Bragg Transmission and Auto Repair, not just transmissions, but auto repair too. Third and short, Clavel. Going to keep it himself. Fakes, and he's going to be short. He's dropped. That's once again middle linebacker Bill there, who came in and made the stop. Colin Bill, he's been all over the field. Loss of 2 or 3, fourth down and call it 3. Ball back now on the Timberwolves side of midfield at their own 49 where Cody Morgan will punt it away. 2:52 to go first quarter. Again, Fort Bragg having a little trouble getting their special team unit out there for the punt. There's a low snap. Morgan gets it away. To the right it goes and out of bounds. No return. Not a lot of distance on that punt. About a 17-yard punt, and that's it. But no return, and Fort Bragg's defense has done pretty well so far, able to force 3 and outs each time they've lined up against this Durham offense. Durham with a big squad. By that, I mean a lot of kids on their roster. I counted 27. I'm not sure if all of them were suited up for varsity. Some of those may have been JVs coming out with the varsity team, but I counted 27 in uniform for the game here tonight. All right, first down for the Trojans. Out of the shotgun, DeBose rolling to his right, stops, and he's hit as he throws, nearly intercepted. Cody Velassi wearing him like a cape that time. DeBose gets up, trots over to get the play from Coach Creech on the far sideline. He's going to be okay. Probably put a little scare on the Durham sideline there, seeing their quarterback get hit like that. Second down and 10. 2:28 to go first quarter. No score here. Neither team really threat so far. All right, here we go. Out of the spread. DeBose. Well, this time he's got traditional pro set with backs in the I formation. He gives to the fullback, Christensen, dances his way to the line of scrimmage, and then is hit and dropped. Picked up about 4. Making the initial hit that time was Jeremy Segura for the Timberwolves. Morgan also in there on the stop for the Timberwolves. It's third down and 5. Down to 2 minutes to go first quarter. This game moving along nicely, good pace. And a few penalties early on, but other than that, both teams playing very good defense so far. Well, another big third down play for Durham. Right over center now, DeBose with one back behind him. Man comes in motion, that's DiCarlo, and penalty flags down, and I believe it's a motion call against the Durham Trojans. One of the interior linemen bobbed that time, and that's 5 yards back. Instead of 3rd and 5, it'll be 3rd and about 11, looks like. Just a little more than 10 yards to go. They have to get it just across midfield to get a first down. Down to 1:38 to go first quarter. So here we go. Third down and call it 11. DeBose will take it out of the shotgun now with the true spread formation now. He's back to pass. Throwing right. Ball's in the air. Robertson's got the coverage. He knocks it away. Beautiful. Intended pass that time for DiCarlo. 4th down and long. That was on the money. That was like anybody's ball. And William Robertson timed his leap and knocked it away from DiCarlo. Good coverage. Good pass. Nice defense. 4th and long now, as once again the Trojans will have to boot it away. Rexroad back to receive for the Timberwolves in punt formation at about his 30-yard line. DiCarlo will punt for the Trojans. Snap, it's a high snap. He fields it. Now he's going to run. He's got a lot of room. He's going to get a first down and more across midfield. Back to the 40, to the 35, to the 30. He could go all the way. Touchdown, Trojans. On 4th and long and a fake punt. He goes for the distance. Touchdown Trojans, 6-0 with less than a minute to go. First quarter, 57.5 seconds to go. And the lights light up for the first time on the scoreboard tonight. Unfortunately for Fort Bragg on the Durham side. Cody DiCarlo, 6'1", 175 pounds. Colby, that is. Colby DiCarlo. Nice run. Well, we were watching the kicker warm up. This guy's got a leg, I tell you what. So let's see if DiCarlo, who scored the touchdown, can add the extra point. There's the snap. There's the kick. Plenty of distance. And it is good. So with 57.5 seconds to go in the first quarter, the score is Durham 7 and Fort Bragg nothing. Lindy Peters here for MendocinoTV.com. You don't often see a fake punt go all the way for a touchdown that distance. Well, it was a really good defensive battle, and then all of a sudden one big play like that, and you can feel the momentum definitely shift over to Durham there. And they'll be kicking it off now to the Timberwolves, who will try and answer if they can. Just a beautiful night here at Timberwolves Stadium. Lots of folks here from Fort Bragg enjoying a nice autumn evening, although I guess it's not officially autumn yet here on this 7th day of September. But the Timberwolves' first league game will be next week when they take on the Cloverdale Eagles. So this is their final tune-up, and like I said, the top of the telecast here, that the first game they got blown out 42-0. Then last week they turned around and they spanked their opponent 46-0. So they've been at both ends of a blowout, and tonight they're behind here 7-0 early on. So Del Carlo will kick it off, and there's a little fake kick there on the onside. So Coach Creech over there showing some innovation here so far tonight. This time it looks like they're lined up to kick it away. And he does. High end over end kick, sending William Robertson back through the end zone. The Timbers will take over on their own 20. So Colby DiCarlo kicking it out of the end zone. Type of kickoff you see in college level. No time elapses on that. So the Timberwolves still have 57.5 seconds to go here in the first quarter with the ball at their own 20-yard line. Lindy Peters for MendocinoTV.com. Thanks for joining us here. Fort Bragg has it now out of the spread. 3 men out here, right? 1 man top of the screen left. Clavel back to pass. Short drop. Throwing to the left. And running over his man, but it's incomplete. Penalty flag goes down. Arenas there. Not sure. That might be defensive pass interference. I think Rexroad was the intended receiver. Hasn't really turned this way yet. I couldn't get a look at the number there. The Timberwolves are going backwards, so whatever the penalty is. So it was offensive pass interference on Rexroad. So he basically ran over the coverage trying to get to that football. Anyway, that's a big penalty there. 10 yards, 1st and 20. Ball back at the own 10-yard line now. Well, the Timberwolves ran the ball and got it out of the end zone last time on offense. This time the run's not going to go very much. Maybe a yard. Right towards the right guard, that was Cody Morgan. Setting up 2nd down and 19. Timberwolves may not get another playoff here on this possession in the first quarter. They may let the clock go down and switch ends here, but we'll see. 20 seconds and counting down here in this first quarter. Second down and 19. Again out of the spread, Clavel will take the snap. Gives to Morgan, left side. Morgan getting maybe a couple yards. Not much, though. Setting up third and long, and that will end the quarter now as the Timberwolves trail here at the end of the first quarter. It's Durham 7 and Fort Bragg nothing. Lindy Peters from MendocinoTV.com. Pretty evenly matched game here thus far. Of course, one big play, a 67-yard fake punt that usually on a fake punt you'll throw the ball if you score a long touchdown. But this time, actually, it was run by Colby Del Carlo, who weaved his way through a myriad of players before he finally got up the right sideline for the last 30 yards or so and a touchdown. So they play 12 quarters in high school football. The Timberwolves will have it. Third down and long to begin this second quarter. The ball just across their own 10-yard line at their own 11. So here we go, big third down play for the Timberwolves. Third down and about 19. Clavel back to pass, he heaves it long. And the pass is almost intercepted. Pass was intended for Rexroad. Jace Buck was the defender that had just tip off his fingertips. So fourth down and 19. The Timberwolves will punt, trailing 7-0 here. Second quarter now. There's the snap. Punt off the side of the foot. Straight to the sideline and downed by the Timberwolves at the 32-yard line. Maybe that was blocked. I guess it was blocked. The punt, according to the PA announcer, I couldn't tell from here from my angle, but it sure was kind of a funny punt coming out of there. So the end result is the Durham Trojans have excellent field position. They have it at the Timberwolves' 32-yard line, first down, leading 7-0. 11:52 to go here in the second quarter. Breaking the huddle. Up they come to the line of scrimmage. Aiden DuBose out of the shotgun. Takes a snap. Three-step drop, throws right side, caught. Morgan makes the tackle that time, but a nice catch by Jace Buck. That's a first down inside the Timberwolves 20 down to the 16-yard line. Watching the Trojans warm up, DuBose, they had a lot of precision timing routes, it looked like. That was one right there where the man Buck broke just before the ball was thrown. Right in the seam. Nice pass that time. DuBose now first down. Over center this time. Gives it to Christensen over left tackle. He's hit nicely and dropped. Did pick up a couple of yards. Justin Myrtle made the stop that time. Second down and 8. Down to 11 minutes to go before halftime. So up to the line of scrimmage. Right about the 15-yard line come the Trojans. Right over center is DuBose. Backs in the I formation behind him. He gives to the fullback Christensen, and again he dives forward. Tailback hasn't been used too much out of that I formation, basically giving it to that first man through, Christensen. He dove forward. He's going to be short of the first down. to about the 10-yard line. Going to be third down now for the Trojans in four-down territory, of course. At the 10-yard line of the Timberwolves, they need to get to about the 7 to get a first down. Again, out of the I formation. DuBose tries to get the Timberwolves to jump and did. So he gets a freebie that time with a hard count. And Fort Bragg is guilty of jumping, and that'll be a first down and goal to go for the Trojans. It'll be a first down and goal to go for the Trojans. Well, I have to say, Durham, very well coached squad here. First and goal. This time the tailback gets it, and he's dropped. Cody Velocity in there to make the stop. That's Seth Moody. Second down now and goal. Clock continues to run. About 9.5 minutes to go. Still pretty early on here in the second quarter. So Durham will have it at the 5-yard line now. Second down and goal. Same formation. Christensen the up back. Moody behind him. Out of the eye. DuBose over center. One man split out right. One man split out left. Tight end right side. Give again to Christensen. Right up the middle he goes. And still on his feet before he finally... No, he's in. Touchdown. Durham. I had to wait for a moment there before I made that call. He, almost like a rugby scrum, went right over center. Just went right up the middle and then just kept churning, and that pile just kept moving until it crossed the goal line, and it's now 13-0 Durham. So Del Carlo once again will be on to try the extra point. There's a snap, there's a spot, it's down, the kick is up, plenty of distance, and it is good. So the score, 9:07 to go here in this first half. It is Durham 14 and Fort Bragg nothing. Once again, we want to thank sponsors that make it possible to bring you Timberwolves football here on the web, including Sport Chrysler Jeep Dodge, your favorite sport, North Coast Brewing Company, Mendocino Cookie Company, Dunlap Roofing, Ryan Perkins Attorney at Law, Fort Bragg Transmission and Auto Repair. Again, thanks to our local sponsors that make it possible to bring you this community event. Right now, Durham in control, and again, the game seemed to really change when that fake punt was returned. I shouldn't say returned, the snap for the punter. It was a bad snap. I'm pretty sure it was a design play, but you don't know. Maybe he just took off on his own. But anyway, Colby Del Carlo ran almost 70 yards on a fake punt, 4th and long for the first score. And then once that touchdown went up on the scoreboard, it really seemed to fire up his teammates. And the momentum definitely at that point shifted to the Trojans, where it rests on their shoulders at this time. But, of course, a nice big play on a kick return could turn things around quickly. Rexroad and Robertson back to receive. And, again, they do their little fake onside kick there. Make sure everybody's awake. Del Carlo likes to show his leg off, so I don't know that he would ever do an onside kick unless it was necessary. And leading 14-0 here early in this game, it's not. So there he goes with his kick, nice high kick. Robertson has it at the 10, to the 15, to the 20, to the 30, and hit right there at the 30. So the Timberwolves have it first down.
William Robertson takes the kickoff up to the 30-yard line. That's where the Timberwolves will take over, first and 10.
So Fort Bragg, who have gained some yards on the ground, still struggling with their passing game tonight. They have pretty much all season. See if they can get something going here now, trailing by 2 touchdowns. Clavell with Morgan behind him. takes a snap. Gives it to Morgan. Morgan zigzags, starts left, cuts back right, still on his feet. Look at this. And finally is knocked out of bounds at about the 37-yard line.
Finally knocked out of bounds. Looked like a pinball bouncing around out there. Finally knocked out of bounds at about the 37-yard line.
So a nice 8-yard pickup, second down and 2 for the Timberwolves. Morgan cowboy tough on that run. So the Timberwolves look almost like they're a little unsure of what play they're going to run here as they finally seem to get on the same page now and get information. Tight formation. They give it to the first guy on the old dive play right over the middle. He's got a first down. I think that was Morgan, but I couldn't tell. It happened rather quickly. It was, in fact, Cody Morgan. First down up to the 45-yard line. Once again, in on the stop is Bill for the Trojans. Definitely the leading tackler tonight, and I can see why. He's done an outstanding job finding that football from that middle linebacker spot. So first and 10 Timberwolves. Getting those color codes up. Again, a little slow. Getting into formation. Same tight formation again. Myrtle, the lone man, split out here left. And it's given to Robertson over the right side. He goes. Got some positive yards. Picking up another close to 5 yards. Second down. I like this wrinkle on the Timberwolves offense. This formation is a new formation. I haven't seen it at least so far this year. And they sort of have 2 slots or 2 wings. And everybody's up tight with one man split out. Now they go back more to a traditional formation, I think. Let's see. Now a timeout is being called by the Timberwolves. With 7:37 to go here in the second quarter, trailing 14-0. It's second down and 6. The ball at about midfield. The Timberwolves will take a timeout here to talk things over. You're enjoying this game on MendocinoTV.com. I'm Lindy Peters. Thanks for joining us here along with our cameraman and producer Terry Vaughn. We hope you enjoy all season long here the Friday night games. We're enjoying bringing them to you, that's for sure. And the Timberwolves so far this year have had a definite seesaw season. Losing big in the first game, winning big in their second game, and right now trailing 14-0. But this game certainly not out of hand yet if Fort Bragg can get into the end zone and get a little closer here and make it a game. So on second down, gives to Robertson. He's got a Rexroad, that is, and he weaves his way through, still on his feet, dives forward, gets a first down for the Timberwolves. Nice, tough run that time as Fort Bragg is really showing some grit on the ground. They're not going down easy. There's that same tight formation. 2 men behind Clavel. Quick snap. Gives it to Rexroad. Rexroad spins his way down, but a penalty flag is thrown near where the line of scrimmage is, so could be some sort of hold. Let's see. Waiting for the officials now to sort out the flag. It's going to go against the Timberwolves, it looks like. My guess is going to be a hold. Probably have it back at about the 45-yard line where it'll be first down. Let's see. Oh, that's an interesting call. An inadvertent face mask. Offense face mask, a 5-yard penalty. No loss of down. So it'll be first down at 15. You don't see the offensive face mask penalty called too often. So the Timberwolves break huddle, come up to the line of scrimmage, first and 15, trailing in this one 14-0. Rexroad now splits way out here left. Looks like he's got single coverage if Clavel can have time to throw. Now he gives to the first man up the middle, and he's not going to get much. It'll be second down and 15, no gain, maybe a loss. I think it was Robertson, the ball carrier. Second down and 15. 6:17 to go, first half. 14-0 Trojans, who scored on a 5-yard run right up the middle a few minutes back, and their first touchdown on a fake punt, 67-yard run by Colby Del Carlo. Second down and 15 for the Timberwolves. Clavel, and now, what do we got, another timeout? Well, they're really unorganized a little. That's the final timeout of the first half. And all timeouts have been called seemingly to prevent a 5-yard delay of game penalty. You can tell Coach Perkins is out there. Honestly, I hadn't seen this particular formation they put in this last series of plays, which has been successful. And it might be that some of the kids are not quite used to it yet either. And have had trouble getting out in the right position there in the formation as it's run. All right, here we go. Second down and 14. Clavel over center. And somebody jumped. Might have been one of the Trojans, it looked like. Looked like Austin Cook. Jumped off sides. So the Timberwolves get a free 5-yard, second down and 9. So I sort of lined that formation up wrong. There aren't two wings. There's, if you look on the right side of the formation, though, there's two men out there, and there's a fake. Reverse, give it to Robertson, gets to the line of scrimmage. That's Rexroad, still on his feet, breaks another tackle, gets down to the 15-yard line before he's finally brought down. No penalty flag. What a nice run by John Rexroad, had me faked. Not that that's hard to do. 5:35 to go here in the second quarter. The Timberwolves making some noise on this drive. Myrtle splits out to the right. Rexroad splits out left. And again, it looks like some confusion on the formation. Now they get it straightened out. Clavel looks back behind him on first down. Takes a snap. Gives it right over the left side. And I think that was Robertson. Maybe got a yard or two. Back up close to about the 16-yard line. Second down and 8. Maybe a yard gain. Second down and 9. 4:45 to go here first half. Fort Bragg trailing 14-0. But down in the red zone for the first time and seeing if they can convert into some points here. Clavel gives it to Rexroad, trying to get outside. Now he cuts back inside. Gets some yardage. Not much, but kept positive yardage that time. Nice defense that time on containment on the outside. That was Jace Buck who made him go back inside, and now it's going to set up third down and about 6. Ball at the Durham 13-yard line. Got to get it down to the 7 for a first down. Under 4 minutes to go first half, 14-0 Trojans. This time Rexroad splits out here left. Curtis splits out inside him on the slot. Clavel looking this way. Throws a little swing pass for Morgan. Morgan waits for his block. Penalty flags are down. Morgan's got yardage inside the 10 to the 9, but a penalty flag is going to bring it back. I think. Let's see. Seeing a lot of penalties here in this first half.
Holding, offense number 77. Personal foul, roughing the passer, defense number 5. Those penalties offset, replay third down.
So we're going to replay third down, offsetting penalties, roughing the passer called against Durham and a hold called against the Timberwolves. So anyway, the result is they're going to run third down play again, 3:33 to go in the half. And Clavel runs in from the sideline. Curtis splits out here left. Rexroad also split out here in the slot. Myrtle up, splitting out right out of the spread formation. The lone back is Morgan behind Clavel out of the shotgun on 3rd and 6. Clavel back, rolling to his left. Now he's going to run. He's got a first down and more. He dives forward. Short of the end zone, but it's first and goal at the 3-yard line. As Clavel and penalty flags come flying in as the players have to be separated down there near the goal line. And I'm not sure, boy, you sure hope this isn't against Fort Bragg. You got a first and goal inside the 5. The last thing you want is a personal foul at this point that came in after the play. Let's see. So there's you heard it from the official. Well, anyway, let's not backtrack. The Timberwolves have it first down, goal to go at about the 2. Inside the 2, not quite to the 1. Here's where you want some really error-free football. No penalties, clean snaps, clean handoffs. And my guess is you're going to see number 44 get the football right here. There he is. He's not going to get much. He got nothing that time as they were all over it. And there's a penalty flag for a late hit. Durham really starting to get chippy. And you're going to see a fight now. I've never seen this at high school football. Penalty flags all over the place. Cody Morgan taking his helmet off, wanting to go at somebody for the Timberwolves. Now they separate them out, but you don't like to see this at the high school level. Morgan, you can't take your helmet off. Well, anyway, a late hit is going to go against Durham. It's going to be not going to matter too much because they're already at the 2-yard line. It's going to be half the distance of the goal. And I believe he's been thrown out of the game. And that means he's going to miss the next game. And he's been thrown out. I think, well, 1 or maybe 2 players have been thrown out. If they have, they're going to sit down next week too. That's how it works at the high school level. Well, let's see what happened. One of the players, Austin Cook, wears number 79. The penalty was on him. I believe he was ejected from the game, although I'm not sure. All 4 officials have thrown penalty flags on this play. One of the Timberwolves is down holding his stomach at about the 15-yard line. It's Cody Morgan. I think he was the guy that really got hit late. He had the ball. He went up the middle. The whistle blew. The play was dead. 79, who probably weighs about 270. He looks big. Kept going and basically pile drived Morgan to the turf well after the whistle. That resulted in the penalty, and then that's when things started to get out of hand. We got it all on video. You can scrub back and watch it if you're watching this as a replay. But anyway, they're going to really take a while to sort this out because it could be multiple ejections. There could be multiple penalties. In sports, oftentimes it's the second guy, the guy that retaliates that gets caught sometimes. Here we go. Let's go.
number 44 of the offense. Those are both dead ball fouls. As a result, both fouls have to be walked off on the field. The first foul occurred by the Durham player, therefore the ball will be walked off half the distance to the goal. The second foul was followed by the Fort Bragg player. That'll be a full 15 yards.
Well, there you have a dead ball foul, so half the distance to the goal, which is a half a yard foul for the Timberwolves, and then 15 yards against the Timberwolves for retaliating on sportsmanlike conduct. So I have not seen a team. I was really impressed with Durham. I'm not right now. They're not showing very good sportsmanship for a visiting team, I'm going to be honest. And if you're from Durham, you should be a little embarrassed right now about your team at this level. I don't know what's being said on the field, but there's just no call for. And then when they marched off the penalty and the Fort Bragg fans reacted, the team for Durham looked at the Fort Bragg stands and clapped and taunted. I've never seen that at the high school level. Well, after they get things squared away and get their flags back, we'll get back to action. The bottom line is Fort Bragg trailing 14-0, headed down to the 1 yard line, first and goal. It's still going to be first down, but it's all the way back out. It's going to be first and goal from the 18 yard line. Trailing 14-0, and still we haven't got back to action. I believe Cook has been disqualified from the game. I don't know if Morgan has or not. I'm pretty sure I heard the official. When the crowd was reacting, it was very difficult to hear what he was saying, but I believe I heard him say something about disqualification. I thought I heard number 79. So the officials try to gain control. It's not often you see, again, sort of a rumble. I know when I was doing a game back in the early 80s at Clear Lake in high school basketball, a fight broke out that was pretty darn good, that not only had both teams involved, but the stands emptying. It almost looked like a Popeye cartoon. But tonight, luckily, the officials got in there, I think, before it got too out of hand. Long delay here. The game was moving right along. Players have got to be a little bit tight, I would think, unless they've been stretching and moving around a little bit here during this long break. I'm not sure. Coach Perkins getting a discussion in with the official right here in front of us. Now he's done talking to him. The official trots back out. So I guess he got an explanation. The Timberwolves have it first down. Myrtle splits out to the right. Clavell with Robertson in the backfield with it. Takes the snap. Rolls this way. Looks. Throws. And is out of bounds. I'm not sure if he was out of bounds. I guess he passed. Well, there's a penalty flag, wouldn't you guess, up there at about the 16-yard line. I wasn't sure if he went out of bounds before he threw the ball or not. I think it was an incomplete pass, but I was walled off by the sidelines there. I couldn't see where the ball went out of bounds. So the Timberwolves continue to move backwards. Holding call against the Timberwolves, and a game that was going so well for both teams. It was crisp, that was being evenly played, that was showing good sportsmanship, has devolved into, right now the penalty flags and penalty yardage might be more than the passing yardage for the Timberwolves anyway. All right, second down and goal from the 30. Clavel. Back to pass. Throwing deep for Rexroad. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Being run back. Hurtling out of bounds is Jace Buck. So a nice return for Buck after the interception. Up the left sideline he goes to the 35-yard line, and Durham will have it 1st and 10 right there. Well, let's see if the Timberwolves defense can get fired up after the extracurricular activity that occurred a few minutes ago. Both teams have pretty much players going both ways on offense and defense. Out of the shotgun now, DeBose will run, 2 men split out left. Man comes in motion, that's DeCarlo. They give him the ball, penalty flags fly, it'll be motion against Durham. The other thing that happens when you have so many penalties and you have a long break in the action is not only do the players get a little stiff, but the whole flow of the game just kind of changes and it slows it down, and see if they can kind of pick the pace up. Both teams, I think, might be a little sluggish here after all that. 1st and 15, DeBose sends a man in motion. Del Carlo gives to the front man through. And he slides forward, gets back to the initial line of scrimmage up to about the 35-yard line. Moody picks up, call it about 4. It'll be 2nd down and 11. Down to 2 minutes and 11 seconds to go here in this first half. 14-0 Durham. Once again out of the spread. 2 men split out here to the right, 1 man left. Man comes in motion again. Del Carlo across the formation. He is hit and dropped in the backfield by Cody Velassi. All the way back to the 30-yard line. 3rd down and 15. Minute 35 to go in the first half. Well, you'll see Del Carlo. He's the fellow, of course, that was tackled that last time. You'll see him all over in the formation. Now he's split way up there, top of the screen on the left side there. Arenas is going to slot inside him. DuBose takes a snap, looking that way, throws, and it's caught by Del Carlo. Breaks the tackle, another tackle. Morgan trying to get him down, and he's finally dropped. Across midfield, or close to midfield, is about the 47-yard line, but we got a penalty flag all the way back at about the 24-yard line, and I think it's going to come back. Holding. Holding call against Durham, so that'll come back. Under a minute to go, 59 seconds to go, and an error-filled second quarter. 14-0 Durham. Fort Bragg still very much in this game. I imagine both coaches at halftime are going to tell their kids to calm down a little bit here. You like to see, some emotion, some excitement, but you don't like to see someone get thrown out of the game for unsportsmanlike conduct at this level. All right, here we go. 3rd down and long ways to go. About 30 yards, it looks like, for DuBose. He's back to pass. He's got time. He throws. Penalty flags come flying in again, I think. Penalty flag going to fly in there on the backfield. It's just kind of a every play occurrence now. Holding against Durham again. So the penalties decline. They'll take the result of the play. It's 4th down. Timberwolves will get it with 52 seconds to go here. Now, here's something that will be interesting to see here. Let's set it up. Rexroad will be returning the ball from about midfield. The Timberwolves may have time for a play or two following the return, but you never know on special teams. Last time they had a fake punt and scored a touchdown. Let's see if Del Carlo, let's see what happens this time. This time he's going to kick it away. It's a low kick, end over end. Robertson lets it get by him. Timberwolves get away from it, and it's going to be downed with 43 seconds or 42.4 seconds to go. Fort Bragg will have it with time to get a play or two off anyway. They'll have it at their own 48-yard line. $14-0 Durham. Fort Bragg will get the ball, remember, to begin the second half. They did kick off to begin this game, so the Timberwolves will receive the kickoff to begin the second half. See if they can get a little confidence going into the locker room here. First down. Oh, one of the Timberwolves moved. One of the left tackle that time got up a little too soon, so penalty against the Timberwolves. We don't have a stat man with our crew here. If there ever was a term skeleton crew, it certainly applies to us. The only way it could be any less would be if there was only one of us, but I'd venture to guess each team has piled up well over 100 yard in penalties. Each team. So far, it's not even halftime. So, 1st and 15. Clavel fakes, gives to Rexroad. Over the right side he goes. And Timberwolves, I think, will just let the clock run down now, 33-32, knowing they're going to get the ball to begin the second half. They might get one play off here. Clavel running back out to the huddle. Maybe they're unaware of how much time, 22, 21, 20 seconds to go. They will, it looks like, get one play off here. 15, 14, 13, 12 before halftime. Under 10 seconds now. They do get the playoff. Clavel back. Steps forward. Looks. Now he throws, and it's caught by Rexroad out of bounds. I thought there was time left on the clock, but looks like that's the end of the first half. The score, Durham 14 and Fort Bragg nothing. I'm Lindy Peters. Once we hit halftime, we like to sort of freeze the camera on the scoreboard. They take 15 to 20 minutes at halftime, so we'll take a little time out here. Again, the score, it is Durham 14, Fort Bragg nothing. Lindy Peters from MendocinoTV.com. We want to once again thank Sport Chrysler Jeep Dodge, your favorite sport, North Coast Brewing Company, Dunlap Roofing, Ryan Perkins Attorney at Law, Mendocino Cookie Company, and Fort Bragg Transmission and Auto Repair. Not just transmissions, but auto repair too. All right, halftime, Durham 14, Fort Bragg nothing. Can the Timberwolves offense put some points on the board? Can the Timberwolves defense continue to play pretty well? I mean, they've really only given up one touchdown. The fake punt on that first Durham touchdown really didn't, it's one of those kind of freak plays you can't blame the defense too much for, but overall they've played well. And boy, there has been a lot of emotion from both teams. Gang-style fight almost breaking out at the goal line here in the second quarter. So there you have it. Be sure and join us for the second half. I'm Lindy Peters. We'll take a break here at halftime. Timberwolves Stadium. It's 14-0 Durham. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Timberwolves Stadium. I'm Lindy Peters from MendocinoTV.com. What a odd ending to that first half. Fort Bragg trails in this one 14-0. Well, let's try and recap what happened at the end of the first half. The Fort Bragg Timberwolves had moved the football down inside the 5-yard line. Julian Clavel had taken off on a scramble, got close to the end zone, and was hit and tackled out of bounds. One of the tacklers for Durham, when he hit him out of bounds, Seth Moody, got a little chippy, may have taken an extra hit. I'm not sure what happened, but an unsportsmanlike conduct call at that time was called against Seth Moody. Instead of having it at the 2 or 3 yard line, the ball, half the distance to the goal, went down to about the 1 yard line. We'll call it the 2, just outside the 1. The very next play, they gave it to Cody Morgan, who was dropped immediately running up the middle. The referees blew the whistle, calling the play dead, saying he's been tackled, time to stop. Number 79 for the Durham Blue Devils, Austin Cook, kept going. Problem is, he weighs about 250 pounds, and he pile-drived Cody Morgan straight on his back into the turf, landing on top of him, and that caused another penalty. When the penalty flag flew, Cody Morgan, who just basically, like any other competitor, does not like it when you get a cheap shot, retaliated. When he retaliated, another penalty flag flew. Then benches cleared. Players ran out on the field. Every flag from every official was down on the field, all 4 of them. They separated the players and they sorted it out. So they said there's 2 penalties, both after the play. So the play's dead. The ball, which was at the 2 yard line after the whistle blew and Cody Morgan was stopped, that's where they start the penalties. Well, the penalty against Durham, it's half the distance to the goal. Well, that's 1 yard, so now you're at the 1 yard line. The penalty against the Timberwolves was 15 yards, and they marched every inch of it off, taking it instead of the 1 yard line to the 16 yard line. And from there, of course, the Timberwolves couldn't score. So instead of having it first and goal at the 1, probably getting a touchdown and going in trailing 14 to at least 6 at halftime and getting the opening kickoff to begin the second half, instead they trail 14-0 and get the kickoff. On top of that, the players for Durham got a little chippy after that. Even after the official threw out one of their own, Austin Cook, they continued to get a little chippy. And I thought it was a kind of unusual the way they reacted after all that. Anyway, now just about ready to kick it off. The clock still has 2 minutes to go, so I guess they're going to come over to the sideline. So anyway, a rather bizarre ending, but I think everything's been sorted out. I have to say, I did meet Coach Creech from Durham. He's a great guy over there. He's got a great program. He's got some great trick plays. He's certainly got his kids motivated, but I'm sure he doesn't like to see one of his players get thrown out of a game for unsportsmanlike conduct. There's a fine line between being fired up and misbehaving on a football field. And I think clearly there were a couple of moments there where Durham may have stepped over. Now, I don't know what was going on. I'm not just being defensive for the Timberwolves. Maybe they were mouthing off on the field. I don't know. Anyway, there's still 1:11 to go here before we're going to actually kick this thing off and begin the second half. The other thing that happened during that rather bizarre ending is that the momentum, the game was just moving right along. Great clip. Teams were crisp. Then the penalty started, and then the fight broke out, and then, oh my goodness, almost every play there was a penalty. Neither team really seemed to bounce back after all that and get in gear, and it was kind of a sloppy ending as the half ended. Anyway, we want to thank Sport Chrysler Jeep Dodge, your favorite sport, North Coast Brewing Company, Mendocino Cookie Company, Dunham Roofing, Ryan Perkins, attorney at law, Fort Bragg Transmission and Auto Repair, not just transmission, but also auto repair. Well, we're going to see what happens here as we begin the second half. The Timberwolves, who went to sort of a exclusive running game the last couple of possessions. We'll see what they do when they get the kickoff here to begin the second half. Now remember, Durham likes to fake a little onside kick here. They like to come up and fake a little onside. Maybe they'll actually do it right here. Let's see. Now remember, if you recall, this guy's got a leg, Colby Del Carlo. He can boot it. There's a kick, high end over end. This one not as long. Taken at the 16 to the 20 by Robertson to the 30, 34-yard line. And tackled there at about the 34. So Fort Bragg has it first down at their own 34. 12-minute quarters in high school football. 14-0 Durham. So the ball actually spotted at the 33 where the Timberwolves will have it first down. Myrtle splits out here to the right. Two men split out left. Clavel out of the shotgun. One back behind him. High snap. He gives it to the man. That's Morgan. He gets little or nothing that time as he is dropped immediately by Nick Smith. Also Hernandez in there on the stop for the Trojans. Loss of a yard. Second down and 11. Durham scored a touchdown on a fake punt, 67 yards. They faked the punt, and the man ran it. Del Carlo all the way for a touchdown, and then also Christensen went up the middle from about 4 yards out. Those have been the only two touchdowns so far tonight. Clavel rolling, pitches, back to Morgan. Morgan has it. Around the left side he goes. He's got a first down and out of bounds. I believe he got the first down anyway, across the 40 up to about the 43. See where they spotted. He went out of bounds at the 41, it looks like, so he will be short. It'll be third down, that is, and short. Are they going to call for a measurement? They might. I don't think they need to, but faulty equipment on the sideline. Chain gang having a little trouble with their equipment across the way. Clock stops with 11 minutes to go here in this third quarter, just underway. Boy, I tell you what, if it can delay a game tonight, we've had it, other than an injury, which of course you don't like to see. So apparently Cook was not thrown out of the game. I thought they said he'd been disqualified, but he's out there playing again, so he was not kicked out of the game for Durham. Third down and 4. I thought it was going to be closer than that. Morgan has it, or is Clavel, one of them. It's going to be short of the first down. by about a yard. So 4th and 1. The Timberwolves probably will. Oh boy, what do you do here? Clavell's running back out there. Morgan is your punter, so he's already on the field if they do choose to punt. Durham, the Trojans look as though they're expecting the Timberwolves to go for it here. Nobody back in punt formation. Fort Bragg coming up to the line of scrimmage like they are going to go for it here. Do you do a quick count? Do you do a hard count? Try and draw them off sides? That's what they do, and they got him. The hard count got him. And it was none other than Cook, the man who we thought was thrown out of the game, who I think jumped. Unless the Timberwolves drew him offsides illegally. There you have it. So penalty will give the Timberwolves a first down. Hey, we'll take them any way we can get them right now. Get a little momentum going. So 4th and 1. Hard count from Clavell draws the Trojans off sides. The Timberwolves get another set of downs here. Ball pretty close to midfield. They give it to Robertson. He's across midfield and backs his way forward up to about the 45-yard line. Nice gain. Take about 7 yards. Call it a 6-yard gain. 2nd down and 4. Timberwolves keeping it on the ground and so far moving the football. So 2nd down and 4. Fort Bragg has it at the 45-yard line of Durham, trailing 14-0. Clavell taking a moment to give some instructions to the slot man Robertson, who goes out to the left. One man split out here right. Clavell gives it to Morgan over the left side. He's got some good yardage, gets close to a first down. I think he might have a first down up at about the 39-yard line. It is, in fact, a first down. Nice run by Cody Morgan. Morgan hit the hole that time and then slid to the outside and then used his momentum to get a first down. So the Timberwolves will have it. 9 minutes to go here, third quarter, trailing 14-0. But now in Durham territory at their 40. 2 backs now behind Clavell right over center. Snap, fumble. It's on the ground, and I'm not sure. I thought Clavell may have got it, but I don't know. Durham seems to think they have it, but penalty flags go flying. So the Timberwolves fumble the snap on first down, and they're backing up as if they're pretty sure the penalty's against them. It's going to be an unsportsmanlike conduct, I think. Something happened after the play again, I think, and they're writing down numbers and talking to.
Unsportsmanlike conduct, offense number 42. The 15-yard penalty from the end of the run results in the play as a second down. That's number 42, first unsportsmanlike of the game. The second unsportsmanlike will result in disqualification.
Unbelievable! Unbelievable! You're fighting for the ball! It's a fumble! You're unbelievable! There's no such thing as holding.
So a 15-yard penalty, unsportsmanlike conduct against the Timberwolves. It'll be now 2nd down and 25. And the penalties really are something the Timberwolves so far have been unable to overcome. There's Morgan over the left tackle. Picks up 5 yards back, maybe 4, short of the midfield stripe, about the 49-yard line, where it'll be 3rd down. All right, Timberwolves come up to the line of scrimmage. They need a big play here. 3rd down and 22, trailing 2 touchdowns, 14-zip. Clavel will take the snap at his own 45. Short drop, fakes, rolls. He's going to get, no, yes, he's dropped from behind just as he releases the football. And penalty flags come flying in again, right at his feet. Probably going to call grounding against Clavel, unless there was somebody there, although you can throw it out of bounds if you're out of the pocket, even at this level, I think. Oh, it's going to go against the Timberwolves grounding. That's a loss of down, so it'll be 4th down, I think. 4th down and about 30 yards.
Intentional grounding. Offense number 5. The 5-yard penalty and a loss of down. 4th down.
So the Timberwolves will have to punt. And again, they had it 1st down at the 40-yard line. And instead, now, after a series of penalties, they've got it at their own 40, 20 yards back on 4th down. So that now the Timberwolves will punt it away. And I feel a little bit of a breeze coming up. I'm not sure how it'll affect the play, Morgan's punt, but it's off the side of his foot again and out of bounds, so it won't matter. But feeling a little bit of a breeze actually coming into the picture now, and it almost feels as though it's going to be at Durham's back a little bit, like maybe that fog might be out there somewhere. A little bit of a southerly breeze, it almost feels like, coming in. Beautiful weather, though, tonight. Weather certainly no factor at all, and no wind at all. Some folks, I'm sure, are enjoying this evening, and there have been nights here where it's been awfully cold. Not so tonight. So, 7:12 to go, 3rd quarter, 14-0. Durham with the lead and the football. Backs out of the pro set in the I formation behind Aiden DeBose at QB all night so far for Durham. Gives to Christensen, first back through, breaks one tackle, makes another tackle, and then is hit and dropped after picking up about 5 yards. Call it a 6-yard pickup, 2nd down and 4. Christensen with one of the touchdowns tonight. He's a tough runner inside. Trojans come up to the line of scrimmage. 2nd down and 4. 2 men split out here left. Buck, Del Carlo in the slot inside of him. Backs in the I formation. DeBose gives. That's Seth Moody, and he's dropped. Nice tackle that time. Coming in to make the stop is Robertson right at the line of scrimmage. 3rd down and about 4. Last week, the Timberwolves had trouble giving up long plays on 3rd down. Didn't end up hurting them too much, but see how they do here. They've done pretty well on 3rd down so far tonight. Very good, as a matter of fact. 3rd down defense has been outstanding. 3rd and 4, DeBose. See if he tries to draw him off. I thought he might. Long count gives to Christensen. First man through, and I think he's short, but a penalty flag comes flying in from the back judge. So holding against Durham. It's from the spot of the foul, which isn't too bad. But it is going to set up 3rd and 13 instead of 3rd and 4. Again, let's see how that 3rd down defense does for the Timberwolves. They need to get the ball back, trailing by 2 touchdowns here third quarter. 5:23 to go. DuBose back to pass. Throwing right sideline. Got a man there. He leaps. Incomplete. Del Carlo made the attempt for a nice catch that time. Curti with the coverage. But incomplete, fourth down, and the Timberwolves have played very well on third down defensively. Still plenty of time left in this game. 5:14 to go, third quarter. Close game broken up by a big play on a fake punt. And that's really been the biggest play, other than the penalties and the odd fight and everything that happened right before halftime, that really changed the golden opportunity for the Timberwolves to score into a bad situation. Beautiful punt, sails over Robertson's head down at the 6-yard line. Del Carlo really, he scored a touchdown on that fake punt. He's their punter, he's their kicker, and certainly a talented football player. Well, the Timberwolves have it again deep in their own territory. See if they can get a little something going here. Two-man split way out here to the right. Clavell with one back, gives it to him. That's Robertson, left side, not much. Dives forward to about the 10, maybe a yard, if that. Second down and 9.
William Robertson, ball carrier. Tackle made by number 15, Kyle Sinclair.
Well, Fort Bragg really hasn't tried anything fancy. We haven't seen any reverses. We haven't seen any screen passes. We haven't seen any trick formations, guys in motion. Pretty much straight ahead football so far. This time Clavell fakes it, keeps it himself, stiff arms one man, and then has dropped at about the 15-yard line. Picks up about 5. Third down. Call it 4. 4:14 to go, third quarter. Fort Bragg again trailing in this one by 14. 14-0. Third and 3, the Timberwolves will see if they try and go back to the well here and draw the Trojans offside with a hard count, but it worked one time. I don't know if it'll work again or whether they'll just try and get a play off here and get a first down. Rexroad lining up on the right sideline here. They give it to Robertson, trying to sweep the left side, and he is going to be short of the first down, setting up fourth and short. Down to 3:18 to go here in this third quarter. The Timberwolves are going to have to punt it away. So Morgan will be back to punt. Fourth down and about a yard. Morgan gets the punt away. High punt. Takes a Trojan bounce backwards and goes out right at the Fort Bragg 40-yard line. So Durham will have it first down at the Timberwolves 40-yard line with 2:46 to go here, third quarter, leading 14-0. So the Timberwolves defense has spent a lot of time out here on the field and done a good job. They're back out there again. Del Carlo splitting out here left. Buck splits out here right. One back behind quarterback DuBose. I think that's Moody back behind him. Back to pass DuBose. And Robertson and Delgado get him for a sack. And Velocity, that is. I'm sorry. Bore down on him nicely, dropping him for a 3-yard loss. Second down and 13. Second down at 13. DeBose right over center, backs behind him in the I formation. Give to the first man, Christensen, and he is dropped by Isaac Arnold. Left defensive end that time. So third down. Down under 2 minutes to go, third quarter now. Big third down play again for the defense. Trailing 14-0. Durham, other than the penalties, have played pretty much mistake-free football. DeVoe's right over center. Two backs in the I formation back behind him. Man comes in motion now, shifting this side. Back to pass. DeBose looks, throws over the middle, and it's incomplete, intended for Colby DoCarlo. I don't see a penalty flag. Can it be? Oh, yeah, no, there is one. There's another one. Two penalty flags. Holding against Durham. Two holding calls against Durham, but it was on third down. Well, I don't know. Maybe you take this penalty. Because 3rd and 20-something is going to be easier than 4th and 11 or 12. See where they spotted off on the penalty. Perkins talking it over. Coach Perkins and Dondeville on the sideline with the official right now to see what they want to do here. There's a minute 18 to go. We're in the third quarter. Durham leading 14-0. Durham coming up to the line of scrimmage. Timberwolves haven't decided what to do yet. I think there was unsportsmanlike conduct. Boy, a lot of unsportsmanlike conduct penalties. That one assessed on Durham. And they'll definitely have to punt here. 25 yards and penalty on that play. That was Carlos Hernandez who had the unsportsmanlike penalty. And it's both teams have unsportsmanlike penalties tonight. There's the punt. Fielded by Rexroad, gets away from one man, gets away from another, still on his feet at the 40, to the 45, to the 50, cuts back, and it's down at the 47-yard line. Nice return from John Rexroad. He broke two tackles. Minute 02, 102 to go here in this third quarter. So here we go, first down Timberwolves at the 47-yard line of Durham. Good starting field position compared to the last couple of times for Fort Bragg. So here we go, first down Timberwolves. They give it to Morgan. Morgan tries the left side and nothing there. Second down. Fort Bragg will have time to get at least one more, maybe two more plays off here in this third quarter. The way the wind feels, I think this is good for Fort Bragg. I think what little wind there is might be at their back as they go into this fourth quarter. Again, it's almost blowing across the field into the face of our camera. But if anything, it's going to help the team moving right to left across your screen. 20 seconds to go in this third quarter. 2nd and 9. Clavel pass to Rexroad. Oh, boy, almost a backwards pass. It's called incomplete, though, so it'll be third down, and that'll stop the clock with 12 seconds to go in this third quarter. Passing game pretty much non-existent for Fort Bragg tonight. I, again, don't have a stat person, but I don't think there has been a completion, if my memory serves me correctly. Might have been a little swing pass. That's about it. 3rd down and 9. Last play, probably the third quarter. Clavel, play action, rolling left, throws, man catches it. That's Morgan. Leaps one man and is out of bounds at the 31st down Timberwolves. Big 3rd down conversion for the Fort Bragg, and there's still time on the clock. 3.8 seconds to go in this third quarter. Fort Bragg have it 1st down at the 33-yard line. Well, boy, we could have a pretty good finish to this game if the Timberwolves can put something on the scoreboard on this drive. First down, 3.8 seconds to go, third quarter. Clavel pitches back. Morgan trying to get outside and just gets to the sideline and goes out of bounds as a penalty flag comes flying in. So what do we got here? Penalty, you can't end the quarter on, there goes another flag. There's just flags flying all over the place. It almost becomes embarrassing. Well, the third quarter's ended. Let's just leave it at that. There's a penalty that'll begin the fourth quarter, I guess. Anyway, I think the officials are getting more airtime than anybody else here tonight. Our broadcast on Mendocino TV is brought to us by Sport Chrysler Jeep Dodge, your favorite sport. Also by Dunlap Roofing, done once, done right, Dunlap. Mendocino Cookie Company at Zappa's Coffee for a nice cookie or a hot cup of joe. You know where to go. Zappa's Coffee. Ryan Perkins, attorney at law, the only former Fort Bragg Timberwolves football player now practicing law. He'll strap on his helmet for you. Fort Bragg Transmission and Auto Repair, not just transmissions, but auto repair too. And, of course, our friends at North Coast Brewing Company. So, I guess it'll be against the Timberwolves, this penalty. They're marking it off. Coach Perkins is out there really trying to plead his case. Maybe he ought to get his brother. Well, they're going to give the Timberwolves one more play. Like I said, you can't end a quarter, a half, or a game on a penalty. But I would think it'd be a defensive penalty. I'm not sure if the officials themselves know. Sometimes what's happening, I don't mean to demean them. This is high school football, remember? But anyway, I guess, okay, so we had two penalties assessed after the horn had sounded, and yet they're both against the team with the football, but they're going to give the team with the football one more play. And here it is, a little backward swing pass caught by Rexroad. He's trying to get to the left sideline, but Del Carlo makes the tackle. And that's the end of the third quarter, which mercifully will end, I think, without a penalty. And the score at the end of 3, it is Durham 14, Fort Bragg nothing. Lindy Peters from MendocinoTV.com 12 minutes of football left here. At least 12 minutes of score clock football. I'm sure we'll be here a little longer than that. Well, regroup if you're wearing purple and white. Again, it's 14-0. It's not that bad. If it was a complete blowout, you could understand maybe some dejection and, not really being fired up to continue on. But, boy, this is a close game still. So Fort Bragg needs to tighten up their belts, tighten up their chin strap, fire up. They'll have the ball, 4th down. Let's see, was that a first down play? It was. I'm sorry. They're going to have it 2nd down and 25. They have to get to the 23-yard line of Durham for a first down, and they're at the 47. So closer to 30 yards for a first down here. All right, here we go. 4th quarter. 2nd down and close to 30. Right up the middle is the Timberwolves. Ball carrier that time is Robertson. 3rd down. One of the Trojans is hurt. You don't like to see that. I hope it's not their outstanding middle linebacker, and it is. Oh, boy, you sure hope he's okay. He is. Well, no, I'm sorry. I had the wrong number. I think that's Hernandez being carried off. The man who's defensively been all over the field has been Colin Bill wearing number 50. I thought that's who that was, but I noticed the body shape didn't seem right, and in fact it wasn't. Number 50 is still out there, very much so. He's their middle linebacker and been on most of the Trojan tackles. All right, Fort Bragg has a 3rd down and 30. Covell right over center. Keeps it himself. Throws to Morgan. Incomplete. So 4th down. I like the play action that time. Clavell, nice little fake.
That's going to bring up 4th and all the way to Silver Road for the Timberwolves.
All right, here we go. 4th down. Timberwolves back to receive is Moody. Morgan to punt. 11:18 to go in the game. There's the punt. He gets it away. And again, it sails out of bounds, a short punt. But no return. Out of bounds at the 24-yard line where Durham has it 1st and 10. If somehow you tuned in our webcast late, Durham up there near Chico. So they've come a long ways. They're in a completely different section than Fort Bragg. Not a large school in terms of student population, but good football program for a small town, that's for sure. We've got 2 small towns with good football programs going at it here tonight. All right, here we go. DuBose gets a man in motion. Shifting over to the left is Christensen. There's the pitch back to Moody. He's got Christensen in front blocking. Morgan chases him down from behind and gives him a shoestring tackle there at about the 25-yard line. Gets up to the 26. Call it a 1-yard gain, 2nd and 9. Keep our eye on the clock now. 10:50 to go in the game. So I imagine leading 14-0, Durham will try and keep the ball on the ground a little bit here as We talked to Coach Creech before the game. He said he pretty much keeps it in the air, but when you're leading late in the game, you want to take some time off the clock. Probably going to try and run it a little bit. There's another running play. Christensen has it. Penalty flags are flying in the backfield again. Down goes Christensen. Picks up about 4 up to the 30-yard line, but let's see what we got here. Another holding call.
Offense number 50. 10-yard penalty. Repeat second down.
So a holding call. We'll move it back. Stop the clock here. 10:22 to go in the game. So second down and 20 now for the Trojans. In the backfield in shotgun formation is DeBose. Man comes in motion. He gives him DiCarlo coming across the field to the near sideline, and he's hit and knocked out of bounds by Robertson. Knocked out of bounds right at the 15-yard line. Third down and long. No gain on that play. Went out of bounds that time and stopped the clock. 10:14 to go. So that was another big third down play for the defense. Fort Bragg will see if they can once again stop this Durham offense. DeBose out of the shotgun now. True spread. Quarterback draw. Drops back a couple, and it's not DeBose. It's Jace Buck, and he is tackled short of the first down. Nice play that time. Coming up to make the tackle was Ruxroad. And it's fourth down. They'll have to punt. So they ran the Wildcat there. I didn't see that coming. I didn't see who was back there in the backfield that time. And the Timberwolves defense was up to the task. So again, another nice stop on third down. Back to punt. Now is Del Carlo. He's got a good leg. Robertson, watch the last one sail over his head. He's at about midfield. He might want to go back a couple steps. Also, remember Del Carlo on a fake punt scored a 67-yard touchdown. Bad snap again. Gets it away this time. A short kick for him. And it takes a Durham bounce up all the way to the midfield. So not the greatest kick, but he got a good bounce out of it anyway. And a bad snap. Nicely fielded by Del Carlo. The punt will give the ball to the Timberwolves right at midfield. 9:13 to go in the game. They need 2 scores to even try and tie this game, trailing 14-0. Well, if they could just try and eliminate the penalties, that certainly would be a step in the right direction. Both teams, really. So first down, Fort Bragg. Clavel right over center. Rolling to his left. Trying to run now, looks like, and steps forward and dives across the 40 to the 39-yard line. First down, I think. So it is a first down right across the 40 to the 39-yard line. 8:56 to go in the game. Fort Bragg trailing 14-0. Beautiful night here at Timberwolves Stadium. Pretty much everybody, I think, is still here. This is a good game so far, considering the first 2 games. Clavel gives it to Morgan. Up the middle he goes. He breaks free and still on his feet. Close to another first down across the 30 down to close to the 29, I think. Depending where they spot it. Right up the middle that time. He's short of the first down by about a yard. Maybe the length of a football. 8:18 to go in the game. Myrtle splits out right. 2 men split out left. Morgan in the backfield with Clavel. He gives it to Morgan. He's got a first down, and that's about it, I think. I think he got the first down. He only needed about a yard. I think they're going to call a measurement here. Timeout for a measurement. So that'll give us a chance to thank our sponsors, including Fort Bragg Transmission and Auto Repair. Not just transmissions, but auto repair too. Brian Perkins, attorney at law. Dunlap Roofing, Mendocino Cookie Company, North Coast Brewing Company, and Sport Chrysler Jeep Dodge, your favorite sport. 8:03 to go in the game. Durham scored on a 67-yard fake punt run and also on a 5-yard burst up the middle that looked like a rugby play, and that's been all the scoring. Colby Del Carlo added both extra points. The Timberwolves did get the ball down to the 1-yard line before a bizarre series of events, including 2 dead ball fouls, one on either team, but the one against the Timberwolves took them 15 yards away from the goal line back to the 16, where the one against the Durham, the Timberwolves are that short, about an inch of the first down. But anyway, the Durham penalty was only going to give the Timberwolves about a half a yard towards the goal line. They were already at the 1-yard line. So anyway, other than that, this has been a really good game. I mean, that kind of has been the difference in the game. Otherwise, it'd be 7-0 right now. Or, I mean, it'd be 14-6. It'd be a one-touchdown game is what I tried to say. The Timberwolves probably would have got a touchdown there. So here we go. 3rd down and short. They give it to Rexroad. He's got a first down and more. All the way across the 25 to the 23-yard line. 7:54 to go in the game. But anyway, you could see if it was a one-score game at this point, late in the game, 4th quarter, Timberwolves driving at the 22, it'd be a lot more excitement in the air. As it is, though, they've got to, if they got to score 2 touchdowns, you got to get one first. So see what they can do on this drive. First down at the 23-yard line of Durham. Clavel fakes, keeps it. He's in trouble. Stiff arm. Rexroad took a hit back there on the block. And he's a little slow getting up. Clavel knocked out of bounds for a loss of about a yard. Rexroad says he's all right. If you followed that, he was the back that Clavel faked the ball to, and he faked it so well that the defense, one of the guys, clobbered him, and he didn't even have the football. He's coming out, I think. Why Curti runs in there for him. 7:21 to go in the game here. Fort Bragg has it 2nd down 11. They better get this play off or it's going to be delay a game. I could see the referee. Oh, I thought he was looking at something there. Maybe not. 2nd down 11. Clavel fakes, bootlegs, going to his right. Got some room. Takes a hit, and out of bounds he goes. As Arenas comes in and layers the hick, and Clavel gets right up and runs back to the huddle. Junior quarterback close to a first down, not quite, at about the 14-yard line. Nice run. Well, that was Jeremy Slafer, I'm sorry. Slafer was the man who laid the lick. Third down and about 2. Curti splits way out here left with Del Carlo on him. Robertson slotted inside him. Morgan the lone back. 3rd and short. Clavel gives it to Morgan. Morgan is dropped for a loss. Hernandez dropped him for a loss that time, and Morgan slow getting up. His shoulder may have been hurt. He's getting up, and that's it. His right shoulder, that's the one he hurt in the rodeo. And if that causes trouble all year, this is going to be a long season for the Timberwolves. He's a real key part of this team. 4th down now for the Timberwolves at about a yard. 6:32 to go in the game, trailing 14-0. A little concerned about their two-way star Cody Morgan on the sidelines there holding that shoulder. Well, let's see if they can get a first down here. Now it's 4th down and a yard. Robertson in the backfield along with Rexroad. And the Timberwolves will have to call a timeout to avoid a delay of game. So they'll call a timeout. They still have 2 left here in the second half. Trailing 14-0 with 6:11 to go in the game. 4th and a yard. And really, this is the game. This play right here, if they don't get a first down, it's not over yet, but it's really going to be difficult because Durham could take a lot of time off the clock, leading by 2 touchdowns, running the football. Anyway, let's thank our sponsors. It's been a great game here tonight, that's for sure. I mean, both teams have played well. Sport Chrysler Jeep Dodge, your favorite sport. Ryan Perkins, attorney at law. Dunlap Roofing, Mendocino Cookie Company, North Coast Brewing Company, and Fort Bragg Transmission and Auto Repair, not just your transmission repair shop, but also auto repair too. 4th down and a long one. Call it 2 yards to go. This is a huge play for the Timberwolves if they want to remain alive in this game tonight. And somebody moved. One of the Timberwolves moved, I think. Looked like 5 yards to go against the Timberwolves. Instead of 4th and 2, it'll be 4th and 7. Well, they have to go for it because this is the game, like I said, with 6:10 to go. Well, let's see what they can come up with. Clavel right over center. Takes the snap. Fakes. Rolling to his right. Throws. Caught by Rexroad. He's got a first down at the 10 or 11-yard line. It looked like Jace Buck over on the sideline was holding his left wrist. Hopefully he's okay for the Trojans. It is a first down, not quite to the 10 at the 12-yard line. Nice play by Clavel. He was rolling. You remember, he's a lefty. Rolling to his right, had to throw across his body. And Rexroad not only made the catch, but made a tough run to get that first down. First down, Timberwolves. On the far hash mark, Clavel over center. Gives. That's Robertson. He's got it inside the 5. Down to about the 3-yard line. 5:31 to go in the game. Timberwolves moving the ball. See if they can get it in the end zone now. At the 4, it'll be 2nd down and 3. They can get a first down at about the 1. Again, Robertson, Rexroad, back behind Clavel. Fort Bragg running the ball. They give it to Robertson, and he is short of the goal line by about 2 yards and short of the first down by about a yard. Setting up 3rd down. Clock running, under 5 minutes to go in the game. Clavel gets instructions from Coach Perkins and trots out. Big 4th down conversion a couple plays ago now. The Timberwolves need to keep it rolling here and get in that end zone. Wyatt, Curtis splits way out there, top of the screen to the right. 2 men and split behind Clavel. He gives it to Robertson, bounces off 1 man, dives forward and short again. It's going to be 4th down. Del Carlo makes the tackle. 4th and a yard. They can get a first down at the 1, or they can get a touchdown. Ball at the 3-yard line. They need to get about 2 yards. Cody Morgan is back in the game. Bad shoulder and all. And Timberwolves will use their 2nd timeout. Coach Perkins wants to get this right. It's 4th down. And again, this is back to where we were a few minutes back. This play is huge. They don't get a first down, and Durham will have it with 3:56 to go in the game. 14-0. Again, Durham scored on a fake punt in the first quarter that may not have even been a fake punt. It was a bad snap, and maybe Del Carlo, the punter, just took off because he's a skilled position player, and he ran up the right sideline for a touchdown. That made it 7-0 with his extra point. And then a few minutes later, going into the end zone was Christensen from about 4 yards out. Extra point again, Del Carlo. That's been it, 14-0. The Timberwolves have been down in the red zone a couple of times, getting it down to the 1 yard line once before failing to score. And now here they go. 4th and goal, or 4th and 1. They can get a first down at the 1. At the 3, Clavel fakes, rolling to his right, still on his feet, dives forward, and I think he may have the first down. I don't know. It all depends on the spot. Across the sideline, they think they've stopped him. Across the sideline, they seem to be cheering, and Durham, it's going to be a timeout for measurement. They only have to bring the chains out about 5 feet here.
We're going to order a new chain gang. We got one on express order right now. It'll be here at next day delivery.
Well, this is it. If they get a first down, it'll be 1st and goal. If they don't, it is Durham's football, leading 14-0. The Trojans, if they do get the football, will be in the driver's seat, and it's short. That's twice. The ball on the chain gang has been short by just a couple inches, so the Trojans get it first down. Well, now you got to hope for a bad snap or something. 3:47 to go in the game, 14-0 lead, and now Durham has the football deep in their own territory. DuBose will take it out of the shotgun, gives it to the man in motion coming across the field, and he got out to about the 5 yard line. 3:40 to go in the game. So Durham, if they're smart, will use as much time as they can each play, running down that clock, trying to play smart football here. Fort Bragg, on the other hand, needs to come up with a turnover or some sort of a big play, or hope that a mistake is made by Durham. But they've played mistake-free football. DuBose, again, watches that clock, goes all the way down, takes the snap, pitches it back, in the backfield, taking the snap and getting out to the original line of scrimmage. That was Moody. I'm sorry, not the original line of scrimmage. The line where they snapped the football there on that play. He just got back to that line of scrimmage. 3rd down and 6. So big play for the defense. 2:25 to go in the game. There is a chance they could get the ball back on downs here. They do have one timeout left. DuBose again gets a man in motion, gives it to Del Carlo again. This time he's going to be short of the first down at the 10. So 4th down, 2:09 to go in the game. You would guess that you'd see a punt coming here. In fact, if I'm Durham, I let the clock go all the way down and just get a penalty, because Del Carlo's got the leg to kick it out to midfield easy from his end zone. So they're going to let that clock go down. 148, 147, 146. This is a like I said, they might let it go all the way. The official now counting the final 10. Now they're going to get the punt away. There's Del Carlo's kick. Takes another good bounce for Durham and goes down at the 49-yard line. So there's a minute 25 to go in the game. The Timberwolves, with really virtually no passing game here tonight, have been tasked now to score 2 touchdowns in a minute 22. And if you do have a hook and ladder or a double reverse or a double pass, now's the time to try it. It's third game of the season. You're trailing by 2 touchdowns. You got a minute 25 to go. You got a defense that might be overly aggressive in this situation, just trying to make a big play to put the nail in the coffin and see what we got. Anyway, first down. Clavel rolling after play action. Throws. Got a man open. That's Rexroad. Makes the catch and is out of bounds. Del Carlo takes him out of bounds at about the 40 or 37-yard line. First down, Timberwolves. Only took 12 seconds off the clock. A minute 13 to go now. 14-0 Durham. Timberwolves have it here on the near sideline. Clavel has got the play from the sideline there and sets up in shotgun formation this time. Back to pass, getting some pressure, blind side, and goes down. Down at about the 45-yard line. Making the stop that time was Hernandez.
Number 15, Kyle
Sinclair also there. Stops the clock, or the clock running with 50 seconds to go. I think Fort Bragg is just going to let the clock run now. 45 seconds to go. Come out of here without an injury. Hoping that Cody Morgan's shoulder is going to be okay. All right, second down and about 18. Clock ticking, 27 seconds to go. Clavel passes it to Myrtle. Myrtle comes back inside. Gets it to about the 40. 19 seconds to go now. The Timberwolves call their final timeout with 19 seconds to go. So with the timeout on the field, it gives me a chance to once again thank our sponsors and also mention you're listening or watching MendocinoTV.com. I'm Lindy Peters along with Terry Vaughn up here at Timberwolves Stadium. Our sponsors that make it possible to bring you Timberwolves football tonight include Sport Chrysler Jeep Dodge, your favorite sport, North Coast Brewing Company, Mendocino Cookie Company, Dunlap Roofing, Ryan Perkins Attorney at Law, Fort Bragg Transmission and Auto Repair. Not just transmissions, but auto repair. All right, third down. 13 to go, 19 seconds left in the game. Safeties are way back. Clavel back to pass, throws, caught, catch is made by Rexroad. Gets a first down up to the 25. That'll stop the clock with 11 seconds while they move the chain gang. Fort Bragg running up to the line of scrimmage. So after really not being able to complete a pass throughout most of the game, the Timberwolves have thrown a few nice passes here in the fourth quarter. Clavel back. He throws. It's caught again by Rexroad. Catches it. He's out of bounds with 1.7 seconds to go. He caught it down at the 10-yard line. Or I'm sorry, the 15-yard line is where it is. So here you go. Final play of the game. 1.7 seconds to go. Can you score 2 touchdowns on one play? No. Clavel throwing for the end zone. And it's over everybody's head and incomplete. And that's the end of the game. The final score from Timberwolves Stadium. It is Durham 14 and Fort Bragg nothing. I'm Lindy Peters from MendocinoTV.com. Thank you so much for joining us for this webcast. Our next broadcast will be coming from Cloverdale, Lower Lake following that. So the Timberwolves have their work cut out for them now. League play coming up. They've had a good preseason. They're 1-2, but this was a good game. This was a good team, and they were in this game all the way to the end. And I'll tell you what, Durham's going to get on the bus and be happy they came out of here with a win because this game was a good one for both teams. So congratulations to Durham for coming over here and getting the win. And Timberwolves, keep your chin straps on and your heads held high because This was a good game. I think the Timberwolves are ready to open the season next week in Cloverdale. We'll see what happens. I'm Lindy Peters once again from MendocinoTV.com. Thanks for joining us, and join us next week as the Timberwolves take on the Cloverdale Eagles. From Timberwolves Stadium, I'm Lindy Peters. Good night, everybody.